Let's see if anyone's on. Please feel free to drop a comment in the comment box. We'll give folks a chance to join us, and if not, we'll just let folks chime in when they're available. It looks like we have one viewer. If you are on, please do type your name in the Q&A box on the left. Type in your email address. We'll welcome you in. Right now it says we have folks haven't joined us just yet. Well, I guess we'll get started. If you're in, please do hit the chat room box, type in your name. We'd love to welcome you in. I'm also going to check the event page just to make sure no one's having any technical difficulties. If you are, feel free to shoot me an email. Our email address is sdleadershipalliance@gmail.com. I apologize, I just got off of work, so I'm here at the Starbucks because I did not have time to get all the way home. But if you are in the room, I see we have a couple of viewers. Please do type your name in the chat box, and we will add you, or add your email address, and I will add you so you can actually have a conversation with me on here. My name is Crystal Page. I am on the board of the San Diego Leadership Alliance. I'm one of the communication co-chairs who's been helping get the word out to you via Facebook and such. Very excited to have folks considering applying to SDLA. For those of you who just joined, please do in the chat box, which should be up on your left, go ahead and type in your name and email address, and I'll add you so that I can actually see you and we can have a conversation online. Love to do that. So we'll just go ahead and get started as folks come up. This will also be recorded in case you miss anything, but we would really just love to have a conversation with you. So like I said, I'm Crystal Page. I am on the board of the San Diego Leadership Alliance. I apologize, just got off of work, so I was not able to get home, but hopefully the sound is pretty good. If you're having problems with the sound, please type it in the chat box. So just a little bit like, who is the San Diego Leadership Alliance? This will actually be our 7th class with the San Diego Leadership Alliance. We're so excited. Every year we graduate approximately 20 fellows from our program. Those fellows go on to run for office, like Sarah Boot, Sarah Stice, who's actually running for District 9 right now. We've had folks go on to be on boards and commissions. We've even had folks go on to found nonprofits, become spokespeople, work for the Speaker of the House. We had one, Brianna, who went on to actually work for the U.S. Treasury. So our vision is really to bring in fellows, folks who are already starting the trajectory of their career, bring them in, help them learn any additional skills, any networking, connect them with really the people who will help them advance, but also really help them find their progressive voice and really contribute even further in San Diego. Our program typically targets those in the 20 to 40 range, those who are either at the beginning or the middle of their career. These are folks who, whether they want to run for office or found a nonprofit or anything else that really contributes to a more progressive San Diego, that is what we aim for with our fellows. And it comes in many different ways. We had some folks at a session in North County last night. Some are business folks, some work in the health field, but we really do welcome all who share progressive values. So just a little bit as well in terms of, you've heard a bit about our mission. The Institute itself is 10 sessions over the span of several months, 10 Saturdays. It alternates every other Saturday. I'll post a link for you shortly that includes the full schedule of SDLA. I see we had some more folks join. Please go ahead and type in your name and your email address in the comment section. I'll send you a link so we can have a further conversation. This broadcast will actually be recorded, so you can go back and watch it if you've missed anything, but welcome to the on-air hangout for the San Diego Leadership Alliance. So as I was saying, this institute consists of 10 sessions alternating every other Saturday for the span of 6 months, but it's every other Saturday. It sounds hefty when you start. When you get into it, you get engaged with the other 19 fellows. You have lunchtime speakers coming in, everyone from Assemblymember Lorena Gonzalez to the Speaker of the House, to Judy Key, an activist locally, to Dr. Shirley Weber. You really have an opportunity to access those who are leading in San Diego. You have a chance to learn about communication and fundraising. You have a chance to learn about so many things that are going to help you advance San Diego's progressive goals, but also really advance yourself in your career, your building of a nonprofit, your building of your political campaign, whatever you're interested in. We aim to help you find that and really bring that to San Diego. So again, I want to welcome folks. I see some more folks have joined. Please type your name and your email address in the comment section. I will add you so we can see you and have a conversation with you. So just a little bit more, where did the SDLA start? It started 6 years ago. It was under the New Leadership Council at that time. Our chapter was founded by Colin Parent and Evan Glauflin. You may know both of them. Colin really is working on advocacy, bike and public transportation. Evan actually works for Assemblywoman Lorena Gonzalez, but both of them and all those who founded this organization really wanted to create a space for young and mid-career folks to come in, develop themselves, and further advance the progressive goals for San Diego, so we build a more open San Diego. Within those 10 sessions that I mentioned, you'll learn about public speaking, fundraising, political management, strategic communications, and you also kind of get to connect with yourself, sort of figure out what's your next step and what it is that you need, that we as board members and we as alum of the San Diego Leadership Alliance, what is it that we can help you with? And what's so great about it is we've already graduated nearly 120 fellows from the San Diego Leadership Alliance. So when you graduate, you're connected to a much larger network. For example, for myself, when I started in SDLA, I would go to fundraisers, I would go to events and get kind of shy. I would get nervous because I really didn't know anyone. I had just moved back to San Diego. I really wanted to do something bigger, but doing something bigger requires having the right connections. And so for me, going through SDLA, it gave me connections, but it also helped me understand a little bit more in terms of fundraising, which was something I was nervous to do. So if you're here, please type in the comment section why you're interested in SDLA, give me your email address, and I'll make sure that you get all the info afterwards, but also we can have a more personal conversation. So welcome to you all. Thank you so much for being here. Additionally, let's just talk about the Institute itself. So along with it being 10 alternating Saturdays over the span of January to May, we have instructors including Rabbi Lori Koski. She comes in and talks about, building coalitions. We have Jamie Hampton, who runs Mixed Communications. She has clients, everyone from the Environmental Health Coalition to other bike-friendly good people who are trying to help improve San Diego. So these folks come in, they'll teach you about these topics. You have a chance to do some skills-based learning and really to learn with your fellas. On top of that, you also have a chance to really, everyone, when you join, you get assigned to a small group. So you'll be in a group with usually 2 to 3 other fellows in the program, and you talk about what your goals are, and you hold each other accountable. My small group, we still meet. One of us, my friend Matt Yagagan, some of you may know, he's already actually gone on. He's now on a board. He has a dream to run for council someday. And so you really watch your friends grow. It inspires you. And it really makes a difference in how you're able to contribute. It makes a difference in your confidence, but it also helps really build a more progressive San Diego. Like I said before, our fellows tend to be between 22 and 40, but there's no hard cap on that. We were really looking for people who are already really in the mix of what they believe in, expressing their progressive values, but we also want a really diverse class. So that includes whether it's gender, orientation, where you are in the county. This is really the San Diego County effort to grow and develop progressive leaders. So we do invite everyone to apply. It's a fairly competitive process. We only take 20 folks into the program, but even if you don't get in your first try, apply again. Some people, it takes a couple of cycles to apply because we have so many amazing people apply. Typically what happens is that deadline, hopefully folks know, is November 1st at 8 p.m. So get your application in, take the time, really think through your answers. From there, our selections committee will slim down the number of applicants to about 30 or 40. And shortly thereafter, what happens is we bring in that group of folks for interviews. You do an interview with a couple of folks, and we really just want to understand, what does progressive mean to you? What are your goals for yourself, and what do you want to get out of the Institute? Do you want to grow in your network? Do you want to learn more how to fundraise, how to communicate, really what it takes to manage a campaign? We offer you this opportunity to connect and grow. And so we want to just make sure that you're going to get the most out of it. After that, interviews are usually like the first Sunday in December. And then after that, we select the candidates. So before the holidays, before you clear out on vacation, you'll know if you're in or not. And then we get started late January. It's always very exciting when the fellows start. But it's just a good opportunity to connect and grow and improve yourself and really contribute to building San Diego County. So on top of that, I would just say that it's really important that you think, what do you want to get out of this? And then from there, what happens is you get started in the program. And I should just mention, people always want to know, how much does this cost? It's actually free to you. We ask you to give a $200 deposit to show your commitment. If you make it all the way through the program, you adhere to the guidelines, then in May, when your session's over, you have a chance to either get that $200 back, or you can donate it to SDLA. But all it takes is that $30 application fee. If you do have an economic concern, a financial issue where you may need assistance, we are very open to that, so let us know, and we'll consider that, because we don't want a small application fee to be a hindrance to anyone. Let me tell you a little bit more about the Institute coming this year, because what happens is, I know I mentioned that the Institute's free, and how that works is every class comes in, and at the end of their classes, at the end of, I think it's session 8, what we do is the fellows host their own fundraiser. So it's a chance to sort of use all the skills you've built up, from communication to fundraising to campaign planning. And then you deploy that night, you have your event, and all the money you raise goes to fund the next class. So actually, if you're in this coming year's class, that class was paid for by those in the previous year. So you make sure you thank those alum. But we really just want you to learn those skills, but also that's how we keep things going. You get into this class, your lunch is paid for. You have lunch every day. We just want you to focus and get the most out of it. If you haven't already been there, please go to sdleadership.org/apply. I'm going to put it in the chat box right now, but that's where you can get the application. You can look at bios from alums such as myself. You can learn about our board members and really all that you can partake in. One of the great things this year is when you make that $30 donation for the application, you also become a member of SDLA. We just started our new membership program. For some folks, maybe they didn't have a chance to apply, they're further along in their career, or just now is not the time for them to be in the Institute. They have a great chance to become a member, which means you can participate in committees, you can go to members-only events. We have every year, we have an opportunity where we have folks come in and they do a public speaking session, or we have events, a water event, because some of our Enviro board members care and want to share their knowledge about the environment. But I would just invite folks to kind of consider, becoming a member, becoming a fellow, and I think that's pretty much kind of the initial spiel. So I'd love to know what questions folks have. So you can either type it in, your questions, in the Q&A box, or you can feel free to type in your address. I will add you to the chat so that you can ask your questions. So questions from anyone? Okay. Well, I'm going to type in that website right now, sdleadership.org/apply. And while we wait for that, I do also want to emphasize that we ask everyone to commit to all 10 sessions. So I'm going to also put the calendar link in. When you come into the interview, it's important that you check your availability, that you know that you'll be able to make those sessions. On the off chance, sometimes someone has, some major commitment that we need to talk about, we will consider that, but we really do. Each session is dependent upon the 20 people being there. You may know all about the day where we focus on policy, but someone else does not. And so your presence really contributes to everyone in the group understanding you know, your insights on policy. Maybe you work in affordable housing advocacy. Maybe you work in economic justice. But we all also learn from each other. So for example, when I was a fellow, I worked at the Center on Policy Initiatives. And so some of the policy elements, or because I'm a communicator, some of the communication elements were familiar to me, but I was able to offer my insights. Similarly, my friends who were fundraisers on the days where we focused on that, they brought their insights. I could ask my questions, and there's really an accountability and a network of folks where you're learning from each other and you're supporting each other in your goals. So any other questions, thoughts, comments, please feel free to write them in the question box. If you are looking at it on the YouTube channel, I'd invite you to use the event tag. I'll put it in the Google chat box. Use the event tab because that's how you're going to be able to comment or join us in this session. Let's see, it looks like Carrie, I just got your email. I'm going to invite you into the chat room. Thanks, Carrie. Okay, so I see that you're at San Diego State University, and I'm going to add you right now. Thanks so much for that. Let's see here. Carrie, you should have just gotten an invite. Let me know if you have trouble with that. Turn the sound up here. All right. All right. Carrie, let me know. Go ahead and click on that link when you get it, and you should be able to comment and or join the chat. Or feel free to type your comments in the Q&A box. Okay, and so I see there's still another couple of folks in the room. So if you would like, my email is crystalgpage@gmail.com. That's crystalgpage@gmail.com. I'll put that in the chat box as well. If you have any questions, you need to follow up, talk by phone, please feel free to. We as board members really are excited to have this whole new class of fellows. We just want to make it a very successful class. We want to help you reach your goals, and we really want to help build a more progressive San Diego. So if there are no other questions, I just want to thank you all for joining us on our first online Google Hangout. Please do get those applications in. If you have any questions, feel free to email me or email the inbox for SDLA. Someone will respond to you very quickly. Our selections committee is going to do our best to just make sure that this is the strongest class ever. We hope you're a part of it. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great night.